Okay. Good evening to. Good evening. So I think at this moment, most of you have received their second term test paper and you have answered it, right? So today I was so happy to see everything, without a doubt, everything that was questioned in the paper have been taught in this class. Right, I was so glad to see, right? And based on the comments I received from some students, right? So they have faced the examination without any difficulty. Okay, so these days I was correcting, right, the papers of my school kids, right? I can see that most of them have done tremendously well, right, in that examination, right? So Buddha, right, as a teacher, I'm so happy to see, right, when the things that have been taught in the class, right, is available in the paper, as it was taught in the class, right? So Buddha, today we are completing the 10 competency 10, right? That is purchases journal, sales journal, and general journal. Okay, today I think we have already discussed, right, purchases journal and sales journal. I think even a few questions were there based on these two journals, right? For an example, in the case study that you all have received, it has been asked to state two prime entry books that were used, right, in the Western provincial paper, right? It was there, sorry, in the zonal paper, it was there, right? One book is purchases journal, because there is a credit purchase of right, raw materials. Okay, so one prime entry book is purchases journal. You have to write it as an answer, right? So today I'm moving to the last prime entry book according to this particular competency, that is general journal, right? So Buddha, please take out your tutorials and let's write down the answers which we have to record for these particular questions. We have to write the prime entry book used to record this transaction. Okay. The first one, receipt of cash. The prime entry book is cash book. We are gonna. First one, cash book. Second one, payments made in cash. Once again, cash book. Cash book. Transaction 3, deposit of checks and cash and checks in the bank. But I think you know this prime entry book, that is the bank account. Bank account. Additions, then payments made through the checks. Once again, the prime entry book is the bank account. Right. Bank account. We have a new student today. So Jani, okay, I think you have taken the hard copies. Good evening, Patio. Good evening.
Awesome.
Okay, Buddha. So write down the answers, okay? Write down the answers. Okay. Number 5. Small payments made through cash. What is that prime entry book? Petty cash. Petty cash book. Petty cash book. See, now this is a summary of the prime entry book that we have studied. credit purchase of goods or tradable items. I think I introduced this word, right? That is purchaser's journal. Purchaser's journal. And the next is credit sales of goods, tradable items, sales journal. So, this is, in fact, this is a summary of the prime entry books that we have discussed in the class. Right. So, why I gave this as a question? Now, here we have the receipts of cash, payments of cash, deposits of cash and checks in the bank, payments made through the checks, small payments made through cash, right? Credit purchase of tradable items and credit sales of tradable. Apart from these, don't we have any other transactions in a business? Or do we have only these transactions? Then listen to me. We have, right, a few more transactions, but unfortunately, those transactions cannot be recorded in any of these prime entry books. Okay. On the other hand, Puta, in the cash book, try to understand what I'm saying here. You can record the payments made in cash and the deposits of cash, right? Receipts of cash and payments made in cash. In the bank account, you can record deposits and issue of checks, right? And if you have made a small payment, you have to analyze that in the petty cash book, record that in the petty cash book. And credit purchase of goods or tradable items, purchase journal. Credit sales of tradable items, sales journal. It means, Puta, none of the transactions are can be recorded in the sales journal. Only the credit sale of goods. Okay. Puta, I'm taking to the next page. Right? Special note. Mama podi note එකක් දෙනවා. ඒක මේ විදිහටම ලියා ගන්න ඕන. හරිද? Write this down. Okay, write this down. පොඩි note එකක් මම ලස්සන note එකක් දෙන්නම් මෙහෙම. It is important to note that a specific transactions can be recorded in. It is important to note that a specific transactions can be recorded in the above prime entry books. Specific transactions can be recorded in the above prime entry books. Next point. Other than that, nothing can be recorded. Nothing can be recorded in those. Other than that, nothing can be recorded in those prime entry books. Prime entry books. The last point. However, there are if more transactions taken place, few more transactions taken place in a business. Normally, now I'm giving you an introduction for general journal. And after that, put a highlight the last sentence you have written, which tells you that apart from the transactions that you were stated in the previous page, there are some other transactions. Taken place in a business. Taken place in a business. Right. Then we are moving to the 12th activity. What are the transactions that can be recorded in a business other than the above? Transactions. There are a number of transactions, but according to your syllabus, we don't want to recognize all of them. But I'm going to give you the things that we have to discuss at this moment and also in grade 11. Further, what that are right? Following A, credit purchases of non-current assets. Credit purchases of non-current assets. This is not the credit purchase of goods. It is credit purchase of non-current assets. Examples: motor vehicle. Credit purchase of a motor vehicle. Credit purchase of furniture. Credit purchase of office equipment. Okay, credit purchase of office equipment. So these items are recorded in the general. Yeah. And next is B. Credit sales of non-current assets. Credit sales of non-current assets. Once again, motor vehicles, furniture, office equipment. If you have sold them on credit, we have to use the general journal. So we have record. We recognize them as the other transactions. Okay. Third one, C. Goods drawings. Goods drawings by the owner. Goods drawings by the owner. Okay. That is adjustment entries. Adjustment entries. In fact, we are discussing the adjustment entries in grade 11. And then E. So this one will be discussed in the last competency this year, grade 10. E. Rectification of rectification of errors. Rectification of errors. Okay. So these are the other transactions that we can recognize in a business meter. But according to your O-level syllabus, this is more than enough. Write these things. The ලස්සන පාඩමක් තියෙනවා මම කරගන්න. Finished? හරිද ළමයි? Right, I'm erasing this. Then I have a question. Read the answers for question number 12 and compare it with the answer in question number 11. See, you will see nothing of them can be mentioned in here. Again, even method may primary books will record current bad. Right? Then I'm raising the next question. What is the primary book which we can use, okay, to record those transactions? Those transactions can be recorded using this primary book, that is general journal. General journal. General journal. Now, take out your highlighters, please. Take out your highlighters. All right. Let's describe what is a general journal. General journal is transactions that do not record in the cash book, bank account, sorry. Right. Transactions that do not record in the cash book, bank account, petty cash book, purchases journal or sales journal are recorded in the general journal. So it is the place to record the other transactions or the things that cannot be recorded in the aforesaid primary books. Okay. The next is, look at the next point. What is the source document to prepare the general journal? We are using this source document, journal voucher. Journal voucher. Okay, good. Then entries recorded in the general journal may be classified as follows. Credit purchase of non-current assets, credit sales of non-current assets, correction of errors, adjusting entries. Drawings made, goods drawings made by the owner. But write as separate transaction. Goods drawings made by the owner. Dishans, how was the exam, son? Anyone who did the examination? It was on last Monday. Anyone who did it? Dishans kara, eka hari. Anyone else? Okay, we'll see. So I'll give you the marks as soon as possible, okay? Who else? Who raised their hand? Dishans kara, hari, Sujani. That's all. Duniti, you had no exams. Only you two. Question? Hi. All right. Good. Okay, Asham, you see. Haripta. Now let me introduce the format of a general churn. General churn. The formats of cash book with discount columns, bank account with discount columns, petty cash book, purchases journal, sales journal. And then we have the general journal, the last prime entry book according to the O-level syllabus. Right. So these are the format. Date. I told you the journal voucher is the source document, so it mentioned the voucher number there. Description, LF, debit, credit. අපි දැන් බලමු මේවෙන් මොනවද රෙකෝඩ් වෙන්නේ කියලා. හරිද? පුතේ. මෙන්න මෙතන ලියාගන්න. මෙන්න මෙතන ලියාගන්න. මෙන්න මෙහෙම ලියාගන්න පුතේ. මම පොඩි නෝට් එකක් දෙන්නම්. Which has to be written here. Right? මම පොඩි මම මෙතන ඇත්තටම ඉඩක් තියලා නැහැ. Did you send me the marks? Duniti? Did you send me the marks? How much you obtained? Duniti? Ah, wow. 96. Sure. Nearby. Right. Haributa. So write this down. මේ columns මොනවද record කරන්න කියලා දෙන්නේ පුතා. Date column, we mentioned the date of the transaction. Date of the transaction. Voucher number, මම මෙතන ලියනවා. Number of the journal voucher. Source document. Source document. Okay. Then description. In description column, what we record? The relevant accounts to be debited and credited. Relevant accounts to be debited and credited. අපි හැමෝම දන්නවා LF කියන්නේ මොකක්ද කියලා. LF is the relevant ledger page numbers. Relevant ledger page numbers. And in the debit and credit, value of the transaction. Value of the transaction. Listen to me while you are writing. Every debit should have a credit entry. Every debit should have a credit entry. Even in the general term. But there is one occasion where we have only a single entry. I will explain it there. That comes in rectification of errors. Other than that, every single transaction has one account to be debited, one entry to be debited, and another corresponding entry to be credited. Are there? Awesome. Have you written this? Good. Let's move to the next page. අපි ඊළඟ page එකට යමු. හැමෝම ඉවරයි නේද පුතා? Now, I have to mention, I'm going to move to the next one. Right? Today, narration. Now try to understand. General journal. So narration is always connected with the general journal. Right? Why? What is narration? Then what are the in the general journal, we can record number of transactions. Right? In the general journal, we can record number of transactions. General journal record A, credit purchases of non-current assets. Next is credit sales of non-current assets. C, drawings of goods. Drawings of goods. D, right? We have to record the rectification of errors. Rectification of errors. F, adjusting entries. Adjusting entries. Do you see? General journal, all these transactions are recorded in the general journal. Right? Okay. Then what topic narration. 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 Explain. In the general journal is a single or specified primary. But in that specified primary book, do you see we can record number of transactions? Number of transactions can be recorded here, right? Number of transactions, right? We can record number of transactions. Okay. Now, listen to me. The narration is used to explain the purpose of that entry, right? In other words, narration is a brief description for these transactions. You have to say, okay, this entry is used to record a credit purchase of non-current asset, credit sale of non-current asset. To introduce the transaction, you are using what? Narration. This is the only primary book that is connected with a narration. Right. So let's write down the answer like this. Right? Today with the red pen, make a pen and have it. Write this down with the red pen. Narration is a brief description. Narration is a brief description of the transaction. Brief description of the transaction, which is recorded in the general journal. Okay, point. It is important to note that a narration must be recorded after every single entry in the general journal. it is important to note that a narration must be recorded after every single entry in the general journal. Right. Right. So now I have introduced the general journal, its source document, and the components of that particular general journal. Right. දැන් පුතේ අපිට සිලබස් එක අනුව මෙතනදී ගොඩාක් දේවල් කතා කරන්න නැහැ. හරිද? ගොඩාක් දේවල් කතා කරන්න නැහැ. Right? Give me a minute. Right. Shall I erase this පුතේ? Shall I erase this? Right. I'm taking you to the next one, number 40. හරි දැන් මෙතන තියෙන දේවල් පොඩ්ඩක් බලා ගන්න. අපි මම අහනවා record the above transactions in the general journal. Right? අපි දැන් මෙතන transactions ටික record කරන්නයි යන්නේ. හරිද? Right. පුතා first one බලන්න පුතේ පළවෙනි transaction එක purchase office equipment. That's a non-current asset valued 60,000 from Corey Associates on credit. So this is how the transaction is recorded in the general journal. Then මම කියන විදිහට ලියන්න. First you have to write the date. The date is 8th of January. මුලින්ම date එක. Date. පුතේ මේකේ දැන් voucher number දීලා නැහැනේ. So don't worry about it. මම ලියන විදිහටම ලියන්න පොඩ්ඩක් ඉන්නේ. පුතා. Now what is the account to be debited? අහගන්න. That is office equipment. Office equipment account. Additions, දුමිති හොඳට අහගන්න පුතා. This is general journal. In front of the debit entry, I mean in the description column, right hand side of the description column, you have to write DR. ඒ කියන්නේ debit. ඕක ලියන්න ඕන. කවුරුත් ඊට වඩා දේවල් ලියන්න යන්න එපා. හරිද? Debit. Office equipment account debit. Then the value in the debit column. Value of the transaction that is 60,000 rupees. 60,000. ඔච්චරයි එන්නේ debit entry. මතක ඇතුව මේ debit කියන එක අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම දාන්න. Okay. And stop all your work, please. Stop all your work. When you write the credit entry, you can't start it from this corner. Excuse me. Okay. You can't start it from the left-hand side corner of the description column. I mean the credit entry. It has to be taken somewhere to the middle of the description. You have to write Corey Furnitures. Corey Furnitures account. And you can't write, you don't write CR here. Debit එක විතරයි දාන්න. Credit කියලා ලියන්නේ නැහැ. හරිද? And the value can be recorded as 60,000 rupees. හරිද? Huh? Right? Then you have to write the narration. Right? Narration එක ලියන්න අපි මේ විදිහට. හරිද? Bracket එකක් open කරලා brief description. Purchase of office equipment. Purchase of office equipment on ඉඩවදිනම් පල්ලෙහා රූල්ට යන්නේ credit from Kure furniture. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මම එක දෙයක් කියන්නද? අපි මෙතන වැලිව් එක ආපහු දාන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. හැබැයි මේ ඉස්කෝලේ ටෙක්ස්ට් බුක් එකේ නම් වැලිව් එක දාලා තියෙනවා වගේ පේනවා. වැලිව් එක ඕනේ නැහැ පුතේ. මොකද වැලිව් එක මෙතන තියෙනවානේ. Write a brief description. හරිද? After that, you have to separate this transaction. Draw a line only to the description column. ඒක විතරක් වෙන් කරන්න. To separate the transaction, you are using a line only in the description column. ඒක මෙහෙටම යනකම් ගහන්නේ නැහැ. හොඳද? ඒක ගහන්නේ නැහැ. Right? Only the description column. හරිද බලන්න පුතා? Dishans, හෙටත් exam ද පුතේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට? Dishans? So do you have exams tomorrow also? Ashar? Right. අපි ඉක්මනට ඉවර කරමු හොඳේ. ඉක්මනට අපි ඉවර කරමු. නැත්තම් පහු වැඩි ළමයි. හරි පුතා හරි. Okay Ashar. හරි. Then the next one ඊළඟ එක. Sold furniture valued 80,000 on credit to Nirmal Traders. Once again, put the date. The date is 15th of August. 15th of August. මේක හදාගන්න. මෙතන තියෙන්නේ 8th of August නෙමෙයි. Okay, Hashan. Right for that. So here this should be 1st of August. Sorry, 1st of August. Then it is a credit sale to Nirmal Traders. පුතා තව දෙයක් තියෙනවා. මේ මෙතන ඉන්න එක්කනට අපි creditors කියලා කියන්නේ නෑ හොඳේ. You instead of Kure furniture, don't write creditors. Don't use that word. Use the name of the business when it is given. I mean, when the business has purchased a non-current asset on credit, it is true that it creates a liability, but don't call that liability a creditor. මෙතනත් එහෙමයි. Don't call this particular receivable debtors, right? Because debtors are specifically created from credit sales of goods. But this is a credit sale of a non-current asset. Therefore, you have to use the name of the business. You have to say Nirmal Traders account debit entry එක නේද? පැත්තේ අයින්ටම කරලා ලියන්න. Debit. And what is the value? What is the value to be debited? 80,000. Nirmal Traders account debit and credit the relevant asset account. If you can on a furniture account, in the middle, don't write from the left-hand side corner. You have to write furniture account. Don't write CR. So record 80,000 in the credit card. මම මේ කියන දේවල් එහෙමම පාඩම් කරන්නකො පුතේ එච්චරනේ වෙන්න ඕනේ නේද? Then don't forget the narration. In the very next line, you have to briefly describe the transaction. Sold furniture on credit to Nirmal Traders. Sold furniture on credit to Nirmal Traders. And separate the transaction by using a line in the description column. Okay. මම කොච්චර පැහැදිලිද බලන්න නේද පුතේ? So we have the last transaction. Antima transaction එක තියෙන්නේ මේ. number 20, the transaction date is 23rd of August, right? So I have to erase this one. Book page I'm erasing this, right? The transaction is the owner withdrew goods valued 20,000 for his personal use. So the date is 23rd of August. So this is how we record it. Put the date first. 23rd of August. Balagan double entry. Drawings account. Drawings account debit. What is the value? Value is 20,000. 20,000. Debit 20,000. 20,000. This is the goods drawings name. Then make a vibhagetat apita. Vibhagetat nathina tibuna directly halti goods drawings is always credited to the purchases account. What is the double entry to record credit purchase of goods? Godak lamai debit karta stock account kiyala. I told you the double entry system, there is no stock account updated. So it is always the purchases account. Right. So here, the purchases account is credited. The value is 20,000. Let me say it again. No one should write CR here. The only thing you have to do is, you write a credit entry, take it somewhere to the middle of the description column. Other than that, nothing is used to identify the credit entry in the description column. Then the narration. Right? Briefly describe the reason for your entry. Goods drawings made by the owner. Goods drawings made by the owner. And after that, separate the transaction with a line in the description column. Ocha. Right. Drawings account debit, purchase account credit. Make an entry you have to learn the way of writing an entry in the general journal. And the narration and how to separate the general journal. That is by drawing a line in the description column. Okay, students? Great. Today, here we have to write the journal entries again. I give you this as a homework. Then debit entry credit entry මෙතනින් එහාට තියෙන double entries ledger accounts ටිකත් හැදෙන්න ඕන. You will draw the ledger accounts also. As most of you have exams, right? So I will move to this part, instant cash transactions next week. And in fact, this is a part of the financial account, business studies. But it is according to the syllabus, it is available in this particular competency. So anyway, we are discussing this part of the note. May note make tutor next week could gain do and we will be completing the 10th competency next week, right? And we are starting the 11th competency also. Come up next. If we get a chance, we will start the 11th competency on the next week too. Right. Now, so I think by the next week we have completed all our examinations, right? So again I remind, right, to keep this particular tutorial for the next week session as well. හරිද? මේක next week වලට තියාගන්න. මොකද මම කතා කරන්න තියෙනවා instant cash transactions කියලා කොටසක්. අපි දන්න දේවල්. But I have to give you the theoretical way. අනිත් එක තමයි පුතා ළමයින්ගේ සමහර උත්තර practical. හරිද? මම උදාහරණයක් විදිහට මෙහෙම කියන්නම්. අපිට තිබුණානේ case study එකක් second paper එකේ business studies වල පොඩි case study එකක් තිබ්බා. Not the first question, okay? අපෙන් අහලා තිනවා there is a sweet shop, right? Sweet shop එකක් තියෙනවා. Right? Sweet shop conducted near a school. අපෙන් අහලා තියෙනවා පුතා what are the threats? Write down a possible threat that can be faced by that business. හරිද? පුතා සමහර ළමයින්ට උත්තර එච්චර ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් නේ. ඔතන threat එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ නිකන් අපේ එක ළමයෙක් ලියලා තිනවා මට මතක නැහැ කවුද කියලා මේක හොයන්න මම ඒක අහන පන්තිට ගියාම දැන් threat එක business එකට දෙන threat එකක් ගැන අහන්න. හරිද? ඒ ළමයා ලියලා තිනවා ants come and attack the shop. ants කූඹි ඇවිල්ලා business එකට attack කරනවා. sweets නේ. දැන් ඒ වගේ බුලඳ උත්තර ලියන්න එපා. හරිද? How it can be right a threat? ඒක නෙමෙයි threats කියලා කියන්නේ. Right? Threats is not like that. When the raw materials increases, the price of the raw material increases, it's a threat. When another business, another competitor start another business close to your business, that is a threat. Not the attack from the ants. නැත්තම් අර ant-man ෆිල්ම් එක වගේ හිතුවත් දන්නේ නැහැ. ant-man ලැවිලා අර wasp ඇවිල්ලා උස්සන් යයි කියලා sweets. ඒව threats නෙමෙයි පුතා. You have to write the right අපි කියන්නේ reliable answers. විශ්වාස කරන්න පුළුවන් જાති උත්තර දෙන්න ඕනේ. හරිද? වට වෙන සමාජ ගොඩක් දේවල් හදන්න තියෙනවා. හරි. So we are discussing about those activities in detail when we get to the next one. හරිද? Yes, I can remember additions. මම කතා කරන්නේ ඒව කියන්න බෑ additions. ඒක මොනවද? ඒව threats නෙමෙයි. additions ලියවලු high temperature. ඒව threats නෙමෙයි පුතා. threat වල business studies පැත්තෙන් තියෙන threats. කූඹියේ නේව. ඒව threats වෙන්නේ නැහැ. හරි කවන්න කම් පොඩි උන්නේ. හරි. මම කියලා දෙන්නම් කුවේ ටික. හරිද? threats කියලා කියන පුතා business එක පැත්තෙන්. From the view of business studies, what are the types of threats we have? Our business එකක් පටන් ගන්න එක threat එකක්. Government එකෙන් tax impose කරන එක threat එකක්. Right? එහෙම නැත්නම් raw materials වැඩි වෙන එක. එහෙම නැත්නම් අපි කියන්නේ infrastructure facilities වල වැඩි වෙන එක. ඒ කියන්නේ electricity, water bill, rates, they are the threats. හරිද? Right. So I think that you will write reliable answers. Right? At least from the next paper. හරිද? right පුතා තව දෙයක් මම කියනවා. අපි මේ syllabus එක බොහොම ඉක්මනට ඉවර කරනවා. ඊට පස්සේ මම ආපහු පාරක් until we start the grade 11 syllabus, I'm revising what we have done in the class from the beginning. Because there are a number of things to be revised as I saw, especially regarding the business registration part. කවුරුත් බොහොම අඩුවෙන් එක ලියලා තියෙනවා. අපෙන් අහලා තිබ්බා based on which act we have to register a business. සමහර ළමයිගේ උත්තරේ එන්නෙම Companies Act එක. Companies Act number 7 of 2007. ඒක නෙමෙයිනේ. How to register a sole proprietorship. Business names registration ordinance number 6 of 1980. That is the answer. බොහොම අඩුවෙන් ළමයි එක ලියලා තියෙනවා. ගොඩාක් අය ලියලා තියෙන්නේ Companies Act number 7 of 2000. ඒක මතක තියාගන්න තියෙන්නේ. ඒක නෙමෙයි හැම එකටම මේගොල්ලෝ ඉල්ල හරියන්නේ නැහැ නේද? අපි ඔය ටික හරියටම ස්ටඩි කරගමු before you sit for the O levels, right? And Puta, if you like, after completing the syllabus, we can move to some provincial papers. මංගාව papers කීපයක් තියෙනවා. මම ඔයගොල්ලන්ට photocopies ටිකක් I can images ටිකක් කරගෙන මම එවන්නම්. ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේ papers ටික කරන්න. කරලා අපි උත්තර ටික පන්තියේදී සාකච්ඡා කරමු. I think that will be really helpful to you. Okay? Or if you can purchase book, right, that would be highly recommended. Have made us put Ganang Hinda, Ol Competency, I will send you the paper, photos, I will then after covering the syllabus. We're discussing it until we start the grade 11 syllabus officially. I'm a grade 11 Panthia Patanga Puta, School Patanga Pass. Nata Tirumak ne. Are there by it a Kalin Masik the Patangamo? The grade 10 Naya Patanga Tekam Hinda, right? Alu grade 10. So that is the plan. And Puta, right, I wish you all the very best for tomorrow's examination. Right. Okay, then that's all for today. Thank you very much. Good night.